So with that, I'd like to introduce Kim. And again, she was invited because she picked such good stocks for the stock panel at the National Convention. So with that, Kim, I'll just pull up your value line and ask you to take it away.
Love it.
Okay. Well, when I look at a value line, one of the things I like to do is very first I look at my projections over here. The low would be 11% and the high is 18. But I also want you to know this is when the recent price was $75.16, and it closed today at 63.48, which would be another 28% advancement. Wow. 48. So it's been kind of thrown out in the bathwater. I cannot find anything negative. I looked on my SSG, and earnings per share were up in the last quarter 17%, and sales were up 22%. So I thought, very interesting. We have positive earnings, we have positive sales, and the stock price drops $12. Makes no sense. But that might be where we're going to find a stock that is a good quality company with great value. And as Mark is being so kind to circle right here, when I see this dotted line going on and I have the price bars that we're having here and it's underneath it, it's a great way to show sometimes where you found a stock that's undervalued. So I like looking at that also. In the last quarter, there was a lot of people buying Deere has been around forever. It's synonymous with yellow and green and farm equipment because they do have three segments, which are agriculture and turf, construction, forestry, and the credit industry. And interesting enough, they also just within the last couple days are adding construction equipment factories, and they're building them in Brazil. So they're going to build 2 new factories, and I don't know if a lot of people recognize this, but Brazil is great with the agriculture and food. So this is also going to help them for helping grow more food in the country as well as help with the infrastructure. So I think that's going to be a great thing because I do like picking companies for myself which are in a international market. Now, slow down, Mark. We're going to go on down a little bit, and I want to show people across. I like finding companies where they have increasing margins. So if they have if you look across at their net profit margin, looking across this, you can see where the numbers in 09, it went on down to 11.98, and then it's consistently going back up. So when the market went down, it did get knocked to the back field, but now they're coming around and they're doing quite well. The other thing you can see is where their net profit margin also had been as high as 8.5%, and now it got knocked down, and then it's going back up again. So that's showing a company that is got some a great moat pretty much, and they're being pretty consistent. I like the idea that being international, as you can see in the value line, it's got affiliates in Brazil, Australia, Mexico, U.S. And one of the interesting things when I did my research, I found out that the sales may have gone up 22%, but in the geographic basis, the equipment sales went up 10% in the U.S. and Canada and 49% in the rest of the world. So this will be a lot of great growth internationally. I looked on the Fools area, and we have 2,600 feel that Deere will outperform, and 122 feel they will underperform. So this is a company I think that obviously has got a strong brand. They've got consistent increasing profit margins, increasing net margins. Their financial strength is good. This would be another company I would consider. Something you might want to look at. If you look at the value line says that it has a potential low price going up to 105 or a high price of 140. And if the stock price closed today at 63.48, I think that could double in 5 years.
Very interesting. And we're often asked for suggestions about companies that are more cyclical and Value Line, because it uses price to cash flow, tends to handle these fairly well. So it's definitely an interesting company. Good Illinois company too. Not Michigan, but Illinois. That's second on my list. Anything else? Any other questions or comments at this point? Ken, are we getting anything?
We're having some good discussion on a lot of things, Mark, but I'm going to save most of it and get through our other two stocks first if we can.
Okay. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you so much.
Should we switch the screen back to you, Ken?
Could you please?
All right, we can do that.